Okay, so last time we talked about placing a tax on the consumers of pizza, but sometimes it makes sense, at least intuitively, that we might want to place the tax on the producers. After all, most of you watching this video are college students, and so the idea of forcing you to pay $1.33 of the $2 tax and only charging the pizza companies, who oftentimes have much more money than the broke college students that purchase their product, it might make sense to have the producers pay the tax instead. So what if we took the exact same setup? Okay, so we'll take our supply and demand curves here, have our demand, we've got our supply, we have our demand equation given by Q equals 12 minus P, our supply equation given by Q equals 2P, and our tax as $2 per pizza. But this time, we're going to make the producers pay it. After all, they have more money, so they should pay it, right? But let's see what happens. Intuitively, if we place a tax on the sellers, and let's fill in some of these numbers that we already know. Okay, so we know that this is $4 and that this is 8 pizzas from our previous work. Okay, intuitively, if we place a tax on the sellers, this means that they're going to keep $2 less for every pizza that they sell. And so you might think that, okay, we'll just take the $4 that they used to be keeping, subtract 2, and now they get to only keep $2. But just as before, that intuition would be incorrect. What we need to do instead is think about how this will affect the supply curve, because again, the supply curve dictates the behavior of the producers. So what we're going to do in this case is we're going to replace P with the quantity P minus 2. Because after all, for every pizza that they sell, for every price that they receive for their pizza, we're going to charge them $2 in the case of this tax. Now note again the parentheses here. Those are very, very important. Okay? So our supply function becomes supply with the tax, Q, is equal to 2 times the quantity P minus 2. Okay, which we can simplify and just get Q is equal to 2P minus 4. Okay, and we'll set that equal to our demand equation. So we'll take this, set it equal to demand. Okay, and what we'll find is that 12 minus P is equal to 2P minus 4. Okay. We'll move the p's onto one side. We'll move this onto one side. We get 16 is equal to 3p, and p is equal to 5.33. Okay. Now, what does this look like graphically? Well, graphically, what we've done is we've actually shifted the supply curve up by the amount of the tax. Okay, so in this case, we've shifted it up by $2. Okay, and what we've done here is we've solved for this price here, 5.33. So now we want to know what this quantity is going to be. Okay, so what we can do is we can take this 5.33 and plug it into here, or plug it into our demand equation. And let's just do both of them real quick. So 2 times 5.33 minus 4 is going to be equal to 10.67 minus 4, which is equal to 6.67. Okay, and if I plug it into down here, I'm sorry, I just did this one. If I plug it in here, I have 12 minus 5.33, and that is also equal to 6.67. So we know that the quantity of pizzas being purchased after this tax is going to be 6.67. Now, that number should sound familiar, okay? Because if you think about it, it's the same number of pizzas that we sold in the previous example when we taxed when we tax the consumers of pizza. Now, this $5.33, that represents how many dollars the consumers of pizza are going to spend. So how many of those dollars are the producers going to get to keep? Again, there are two ways to solve for this. One would be that we could simply subtract the tax from the amount that the consumers pay, right? And that would give us $3.33. Alternatively, we could solve for this point here, which has a quantity of 6.67, but an unknown price. And since it's on the supply curve, we'll use the old or original supply equation. So we know that 6.67 is equal to 2 times P. This is fairly straightforward. We just divide by 2, and we get 3.33 is equal to P. So again, we have 3.33. These are all the exact same numbers that we got when we placed a tax on the consumers of pizza. In that case, the consumers paid $5.33 for pizza, and the producers got to keep $3.33. This gets at a very important insight in economics. It actually doesn't matter whether you place the tax on the consumer or on the producer. The end result, which we refer to as the economic effect, will be the exact same either way.